Hi guys, my name is Jess. I am a keeper and guide here at the National Zoo and Aquarium, and I am super excited to get to be able to talk to you today. It has been a while since we've been able to welcome you to the zoo, but we are thrilled to have you guys tuning in each day and joining us to meet some very special guests. I'm going to pop my mask back on, but you should be able to hear me. Here we have the beautiful Beans, who is being a little bit camera shy today. Now, Beans is an Indian star tortoise, and if you check out these irradiating line patterns, that is where that name comes from. Star tortoises are found from Pakistan all the way down through India, but unfortunately they are becoming increasingly endangered. In fact, they are now classed as vulnerable due to an illegal pet trade. Often they'll be caught from the wild, put into a suitcase or a box, and then they're trafficked all around the world. So we are exceptionally lucky to have Beans here, roaming around in a grassland habitat today and able to share some information with you and hopefully spread some awareness about this topic. Now, I have said that he is a tortoise. The word tortoise and turtle are used interchangeably throughout the world, but in Australia, when we say tortoise, we are referring to a land-dwelling reptile. And if you check out his little feet here, you can see they're not designed to go in the water at all. So he is a land-dwelling tortoise, he's a reptile, and if you were to see one of these, you really do not want to throw them in the water. They are not designed to swim, they will sink, and that will be that. It shouldn't happen in Australia that you're going to see that, because in Australia we only have turtles. So these dwelling in the water, whether that's freshwater like our eastern longnecks, or in the sea or the ocean like many of our species. If we come back over this way, Beans has actually migrated a little bit, so we'll go a bit closer back. I have with me a very special shell. This is a shell from a hawksbill sea turtle. And if you look, it's a lot flatter than the beautiful Beans. He's very pointy and quite rounded in his shell shape because he can live on land. Whereas this turtle shell is nice and streamlined so that they can go in the water better. It's got a really pretty pattern in these overlapping, they're called scoots. And this is the original derivation of the word tortoise shell. So if you have something in a tortoise shell pattern, that is from the hawksbill sea turtle. And because they were so desirable for that shell and that pattern, unfortunately, they're now critically endangered. It's this top part of the shell, the carapace, we'll just bring him back a little bit, that was the most desirable part for the pattern. And it's this shell is part of their body. We have had people before think they're a bit like a hermit crab, they can pop out of the shell, come and go as they like. That is not the case. It is part of their skeleton, and when you look on the underside, you can see the ribs and you can see the spinal column. You can even see the hole. You go in there. There you go. That hole where the spinal cord would go. So they do have sensation throughout their shell. It's made of keratin, just like our fingernails. And one of Beans' favourite things is giving him a nice scratch on his shell because he can feel it and he really enjoys that sensation. You can see this is the first time he's settled. He had been exploring and now he's really enjoying some scratches across his back. There you go. One of his other favourite things, his favourite treats, is fruit. Now, Beans and star tortoises, they live in grassland areas, so they're eating lots of leafy greens. He would also eat things like fruits, frangipani flowers, and today we're getting raspberries. Or not. Sometimes the desire to explore can outweigh our favourite food. Go on, you can do it. No, we just want to explore today. We have brought him into a new area. We're in one of our grasslands up at Jamala. Usually Beans lives in one of our off-display reptile habitats that we call our lab. So if you've been to the zoo before and you're wondering if you missed the tortoise enclosure, don't worry, you haven't. Beans is an education animal, and we bring him out to meet school groups and school tours and help have that wonderful interaction. But we're not feeling the food today. Come on. No. What if we try a little piece? Here we go. Nope, we just want to explore. That's all right. We do have another tortoise here. Wouldn't be a tortoise program without having someone called Speedy. Speedy is one of the oldest residents in our zoo. She's also going to enjoy her time wandering around and checking out the grass. Yep, a little too close to our camera person. Here we go. And you can see she's got feet just like a tortoise should. She's not a turtle, not land dwelling, but she does have a little beak. And that's because she's an omnivore, so she's eating grasses, leafy greens, flowers, and she's also going to eat things like worms, crickets, and other insects that she can find. We'll see if she's feeling hungrier, fingers crossed. A little bit of discretionary warning, we are feeding out live crickets, so we'll give one a go. What do you think, Speedy? No, you want to check out the tortoise shell? Oh well, they say never work with animals or children. We tried. Here we go. Keep exploring the grassland. Nice. Oh, she's going to hide inside the turtle shell. This is a natural behaviour. They do like to find nice hidden caves and spots where they can feel protected. We always have a reptile hide in all of our animal enclosures so they can go and hide if they feel like it. Despite the fact that they live inside a home that they can hide in, they like to feel protected at all times because there are lots of animals out there that will harm a tortoise if they can find them. Their main predators are birds of prey and something that can get inside that shell. Usually with the shell, all they have to do is tuck in their legs and head and hope that whatever threat it is going to pass them by and remain unobtrusive. With Speedy, our box tortoise, hey honey, I'm just going to show you off a little bit. There you go. She can go one step further. If you have a look, you can see this line across the bottom of her shell. That's a hinge joint. And if she really wants to, not only can she tuck her head and legs inside, she can also shut the top and bottom layers of her shell. There you go. Do you want to hide again? To stay nice and safe. All right. I think our tortoises have had enough time exploring today, or rather we might let them get a bit further afield than this 1 metre foot. It's been lovely having you join us, and we can't wait to welcome you back in person to the zoo. So thanks again and have an awesome afternoon. Bye guys.